Welcome to Crescent City with your hosts Natalie Jean and Jackie Zabrowski. Get up there.
Uh-oh, is yours flopping?
Yeah, man, we got flippers and floppers. What do you want, more nipple?
See, your nipples are a little bit too low. Whereas my nipple suit is very high up on my chest, like on my neck. It's almost on my collarbones. And yours is closer down towards your belly button.
Honestly, it is kind of like I've recently given birth to puppies.
Oh,
And everyone can have one. No, I'd never give you my puppies. I'm going to turn them into pants.
puppy pants.
Yeah.
Don't know if those would be comfortable. I think maybe you could come up with something better to make puppies clothes out of.
Whoa. Oh, well, if they were making clothes for the puppies. Oh my God.
Oh
Wouldn't
my
that
God,
be
make
cute?
puppy clothes out of puppy skin?
Yeah, never
Ew.
tell them.
That's like wearing a skin suit.
Yeah, it's like feeding the chicken scrambled eggs.
Oof. Sheesh.
It's been your babies the whole time.
I gotta say, I feel like I'm kind of cute.
You're given right now. Well, I will say Natalie walked in and I did think you were Rune at first, but it was because I was saying that you're very attractive right now. You're really giving it. You're not even seeing everybody right now. You're not seeing, go look on the Insta post because it's like you've got all the tats on, but also you have these like military pants and boots on.
Yeah,
And it looks really good.
I think so. I'm feeling myself right now.
Or do you want to feel my glistening muscles?
No, because it will just be me groping your breast.
Grope me! I need a gripping. I'm not Cormac. Jackie, stop with your perfect spot-on accent. I'm Aidas.
Yes, save it.
Please.
Save it for another episode.
Yes. Oh, don't worry. I will be threatening you with another accent in the future.
Oh, I count upon it.
Thank you. So you drew this specific tattoo onto
Squiggles.
your neck.
It's my squiggles.
I like this a lot.
Yeah, so I'm a character that's not even in this episode, but
Yeah, you're not even in this episode. And I was going to say that, but then I didn't.
well,
Guess I'm a bitch.
you are kind of. I do kind of consider Aidas a bitch a little bit. Like he's kind of a bitch.
Oh, Aidas is definitely a bitch. I'm going to throw it out there. If you are a shifter and like usually you are choosing to be a long-haired white cat.
Oh my God, that's your decision.
You're a bitch. I feel like then you're a bitch.
Yeah,
And
you're choosing that one.
Not because I'm against long-haired white cats. It's
No.
just because I'm a goth baby and forever, I used to live with long-haired white cats. They were wonderful cats. But I tell ya, the hair was all over everything. And as a goth baby, it made my life very difficult.
Well, also, even cat lovers know cats are cold. They're mean. Yes, they're adorable, but they are not a dog, which is very needy. Cats are very
cat
independent.
Is not a dog. Thank you, Cats the musical.
Oh God, I think that's also some. I think
There's
that
this 7-minute long song at the end of Cats when you're just like, will it end? We understand. Judi Dench, we get it. A cat is not a dog.
also I think that's being used as like anti-trans propaganda for kids, which is not what we're doing.
Then what do they say about the fucking heavy-side layer? You're not even going to bring in the heavy-side layer, but they're going to use it as anti-trans? Oh, good. Oh, great.
I don't know if they really are what I would consider deep thinkers most of the time.
Yeah, well, my pecs are so busy glistening over here. I don't know how you're even able to pay attention because all I hear is...
I'm just distracted by my hair. I think I'm attracted to myself because I've had a lifelong crush on Conan O'Brien, and this is sort of his.
It is a little
Hair.
Conan O'Brien. Oh my God. Him doing the whole, like, he won the award, and I just love Conan O'Brien so much. I can watch him do absolutely anything, and he's only getting hotter.
I know.
And he loves his wife.
I have had a crush on him since I was literally in elementary school.
Mamma mia.
Is this too much information? I still sometimes have sex dreams about Conan O'Brien.
I don't think that's too much information at all. I completely understand. He is someone that like has only actually gotten hotter, and it's crazy because he's not physically changed at all.
No, he looks good. I feel like I understand suddenly teenage boys wanting to do this all the time because it feels like, hey. I'm running my hands through my hair and
know
going
what
like,
it
what's
is?
up? I don't know, man.
You're giving Ryder Strong. You're giving Ginger Ryder Strong right now.
Did I ever have a crush on him?
Oh, baby, yeah. Give me that leather jacket. Oh, no, we ain't got no parents, right? No, the dad left.
I think he's got a deadbeat
Deadbeat dad.
parent.
Deadbeat dad.
But no mom.
Yeah,
or something.
and then the dad left. Sometimes you just gotta move in with the Matthews family.
Sometimes as a dad, you have to just, kids are a bummer.
And that's why, Natalie, I need you to know now that I don't have a father anymore, I will be moving in with you. And I'm glad that I'm saying it publicly. I need to be Ryder Strong for you.
Because who's going to take care of you?
Nobody.
Not yourself, not your husband.
Nope, I'm a baby in total control of herself.
Baby, don't. What is that?
Bitch.
Oh, look at that. Baby in
really
total control of
I didn't just come up
herself.
with this.
No.
I've been working on this in my grief fluencing. So don't worry, you'll be hearing it a lot more often.
We did talk about that at your father's funeral.
We did. I'm a baby in total control of myself. I need somebody to come in and take care of me. Although I don't want the sister to keep changing like they did in Boy Meets World. They never brought it up. The sister changed
different
I think
actor?
2 or 3 times.
Really?
Yeah.
The same with Roseanne, different sister.
And they don't bring it up? Or do they?
They
in
do.
Roseanne?
And Roseanne, they do actually do a joke thing about it during one of the outro parts, which was very fun.
I mean, you gotta throw a joke in there. Come on. And you gotta throw a little bit of a cat god, Prince.
Or like the mom in Fresh Prince, they basically went like utter different direction. It was like different, entire looking person. Became
That
the
I
mom.
completely get then. Then it's like, all right, well, you can't just, it's when they try to shoehorn them in, and they're like, they're kind of the same.
Like
all
make
right?
it look, try to trick people into not noticing. Would you prefer
Yes.
a very different looking?
I'd at least love a like, did you grow up or something? Like, I feel like at least something.
Yeah. All right. Well, now that we have that settled, are you ready for a lot of backstory today?
Yes, I am. As long as you stay hard, microphone. I need you to stay hard for me. What do you want? What do you want me to dance for you? Do you want me to dance for you? I'm sorry, I just flopped.
Yeah.
Down.
I think maybe that's what the microphone is suggesting.
I'll take off my glistening nipple shirt.
No, you take off. You have to leave that on. You
I
take
have to
off
leave
your
that on.
blazer.
Oh, I'll take off the blazer. All right. Oh, is this what you need? Bing cha chompa, bing chancha poon chancha. They don't usually
What a
ask me to
seductor.
strip.
What a seductive song.
Surprisingly, maybe I should try to like give a lap dance to Jeff later. Can you imagine me dressed like this? Jing, jan, jan, boom, jan. Oh, hey, ha! Like I think that you have to give.
Very Polish.
Thank you, my ancestry. Always bring your ancestry into your lap dances. Natalie, what would you bring?
I'm mostly Scottish Irish.
Oh, so you like me, brogue? Is that why?
Heidi.
Oh my God! But it's also a little Pee Wee Herman, Heidi ho, but sexy. Oh, I'm glad we're working on this here. I didn't expect to work on this today, but I think that this is something we can workshop.
Didn't we learn Pee Wee's parents are Polish?
Oh, really?
There's
Cobblepots.
something.
They're not the Cobblepots.
There's something.
That's him when he was in Batman.
Oh, that's true.
The
Aw.
Cobblepots. We're not talking about
Okay,
Pee
we
Wee
can't.
Herman.
We have so many things.
We have to talk about Aidas.
We have to talk about so many backstory things. We can't
Okay,
interject
wait.
any more pop culture.
I won't. I'm never. You're not even gonna hear a peep from me.
Don't speak for the rest of the episode.
Fuck.
You blew it.
Fuck that up.
We are coming at you in HD to tell you.
I know you didn't say 3D, but I wish we had something
4D.
to point out. Whoa!
If you want to get into 4D, what is some?
We do have that candle that's on right now. We have a Boys Smells
Okay, yeah,
candle.
so light a
Boys
scented
Smell-
candle.
Light a scented candle. We've got a candle.
4D.
Make sure you've got some coffee somewhere.
Or
like
at least brew some to get the idea of the
it.
scent.
I need you to open up a sparkling water so you can hear the
Ooh, ASMR.
in the background.
Okay, then we're 4D. We have before we get to this historical exposition stuff we're going to get
Okay,
here,
bitch.
we got to return to Rune's POV, who has been summoned by Bryce to the Fae archives. We were last with Ethan and Therian getting chummy at Bryce's apartment, and we're in a parallel time with the siblings.
Okay.
We're in this Rune POV, but we had just come from Ethan and Therian like learning about each other together in Bryce's apartment.
With their fingers?
You can use your
Like
imaginations.
Braille. Yeah, let me get to learn you.
You can do the fanfic of it. Bryce has asked Rune to meet her at the Fae archives because she needs to tell him some sensitive intel in person and doesn't want any, technology involved. So she's having him meet her at the Fae archives, and they're going to walk back to her apartment where
Love this.
Therian and Ethan are already. She reveals to Rune that Danica was a bloodhound, which we learned, and Rune notes the tension in Bryce's voice after one more secret has been revealed about her bestie. He knows what a bloodhound is, unlike Bryce, and as they walk, he considers that that's probably how she figured out that Rune and Bryce were siblings. She hadn't said anything at the time, but Rune could tell that Danica knew the first time the two of them happened to be at a party at the same time as him. So they were like at some Fae party, and he noticed Danica like staring at him and making a connection that they were siblings. She never said anything about Bryce calling him her cousin, though.
I mean, I get it. Henry and I got that stank on us. You better not get too close, because that Nebraska stank gonna push you back.
All right.
And now
So-
you smell like us too.
Oh, good.
Natalie, you've got the stank.
I've got the stank on me.
Welcome to the Stank Society. We don't like to wash.
Yeah, the scent is just unbathed skin.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Rune doesn't have any new insights as to why Sophie and Danica were in contact, and the two of them muse over the possibility that Sophie asked Danica to help her find her brother, but they don't know. So they're just sort of like pondering these things we've already kind of addressed in the book. Rune sympathizes with Bryce's need to know what Sophie knew about Danica and her drive to find the lost boy, but he warns her again to stay out of the River Queen's quest. Everybody's telling her, stop messing with the boy.
I bet she's going to listen to that.
She will, I'm sure. He rightly points out that not only the River Queen, but Ophion and possibly the Asteri could have eyes out for the boy. Bryce points out that the Asteri could have killed her this past spring if they wanted to, so what's the big deal? Like, they could have already done it. And as they enter the lobby of her apartment building, Rune points out what the truth of it probably is as to why they didn't. Because we've kind of been pondering this thing, like, why didn't they just kill her after everything that happened? She killed an archangel.
Right.
But since the horn is in her back, killing her might be too risky. They seem to think the horn is extremely important.
Okay.
And they can't risk killing her. They might not know why it's so important to the Asteri, but Bryce has become both an asset and a liability to them. He points out that any move she makes will be scrutinized. Bryce knows this. She looking tired, she acknowledges that Rune is right. Even if she doesn't agree to take a step back, she knows that this is a really bad idea.
It's just that, like, I find Bryce annoying in a way that I don't find the other ones. There are times like this where everyone's like, I mean, don't do that, do it. And I understand. There are things that she's got to do. I get that. I know we got to move the plot along, but it's just like, you're making everybody's lives difficult. I know that you're on a mission. I'm not saying that it's not important. But sometimes I feel like Bryce, and I know that we should be supporting women and not comparing them to each other. But I feel like if we are going to throw out an Aelin, throw out a Feyre, I feel that Bryce annoys me the most.
I think that is a popular feeling.
But she's so hot. Like, that's a thing. She's so hot. And she's so, she's juicy. But, sometimes you got to deal with that in your brain. Sometimes, even though the microphone wants to get floppy, you're hard in your mind.
The heart is erect.
Erect.
Or no, the genitals are erect. The heart is soft for Bryce.
I guess. Yeah, or the brain is.
the brain is soft. I
mean, my brain
understand.
is mushier than other brains. I feel I have a steeped brain of sorts.
Yeah, I totally get that. And I think a lot of people agree with you. I can also see the side of it that I unfortunately I feel connected to her in certain ways where she kind of is self-destructive.
Oh, yeah.
And kind of like almost like nihilistic or reckless in certain ways that I think I have traits of that are not positive, but maybe
But can be fun.
I can maybe connect to that a little bit.
Okay, hell yeah.
I don't hate her, but I understand why people get annoyed with her.
But it's good. I need that. We need your perspective as well because the books are so good, you know?
Sure.
That I do often, but I just need everyone to know out there that also is annoyed by her. You can still love the books.
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of sentiments of people who don't like Bryce is that they actually like a lot of the side characters a lot more. And they'd rather have the story about them. But they didn't write the story. You get the story that got wrote.
Sorry.
The two of them walk through her front door and they have a sight of Ethan and Therian just chillaxing. Remember that word?
Yeah.
Eating pizza on the couch. Rune's thoughts are about getting a slice until he sees Bryce go completely still. His Fey defense instincts kick up even as he watches the two males on the couch seemingly utterly relaxed and unbothered, but something is wrong. And he can sense Bryce becoming overwhelmed with fear. Ethan, not noticing Bryce's change, tells her that her cat's a sweetheart, referencing the white cat with piercing blue eyes now seated on his lap. Ethan, still looking at the TV, doesn't notice the cat's eyes turn to fix on Bryce as though aware, but Rune does.
Rune's shadows gathered at his shoulders, snakes ready to strike. He subtly drew his gun. Behind her, a familiar ripple of ether-laced power kissed over her skin. A small reassurance as Bryce croaked.
That's not a cat.
That's not a tumor either.
Hopefully not. That would be scary. Sentient tumor.
A sentient tumor, but also has like cute little cat
Aww.
eyes. Honestly, then it's kind of nice. If I had a tumor and I could pull it out and it could become a cat that I could take care of, that's actually kind of nice.
That line made me think of remember the only thing that everybody could laugh at during COVID? Only one thing that brought everybody together, that Zoom.
Tiger King?
No, the cat. I'm not.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
here,
yeah.
and I'm not a cat.
And I'm not a cat.
I never noticed. I put the screenshot of the cat Zoom. This is, I'm sure most of you remember the Zoom.
And also Tubin. I mean, Tubin also brought the country together.
But there was like the wholesome thing of this guy, this attorney whose kid or grandkid put the cat filter on the Zoom, and he didn't know how to get it off.
How to take it off.
And so he was just flustered trying to get the cat filter off, and he's going, I'm here. I don't know how to get this off, but I'm here. I'm not a cat.
Not a cat.
And I never noticed until I went and watched the video again that the guy's name is Ron Ponton, which is such a fun cat name.
Honestly, great cat name. Rod Ponton?
Rod Ponton.
Rod Ponton, you get over here and you'll drink your liquor.
I'm not a cat. I'm here.
I don't know what cats do. And you'd think that I would have done a little bit of character
cat search,
research, you know? Yes.
Oh, my ear.
Oh, your ear. Ah!
My ear fell off. Just a second.
She's fine. It's a fake ear. Sorry, not to break everybody's illusion here, but and also these aren't really my nipples.
Oh my God, what if my real
YouTube, not my nipples, YouTube. I can show them YouTube.
probably gonna get demonetized.
Oh, now I'm getting demonetized. Well, that's funny because you gotta get monetized to get demonetized.
What if
so
that
come
was-
at me, bro.
What if that was my human ear and it fell off and a fey ear grew out of it?
I'd probably scream, but also try to cut my ear off to see if I could do the same
Oh
thing.
no, I'd start
I
a
wouldn't
trend.
ask any questions. I'd immediately be like, I have to try.
We don't know until we try, so
That's what today's
Oh,
experiment is going to
no,
be. Thank you,
God.
everyone, for joining us.
thank you. As we cut off parts of our body. We cut to Hunt's POV. who is arriving just as Bryce utters those words, and his whole body goes into
I'm
fight
not
mode.
a cat.
That is not a cat.
I'm a human. I'm Rod Pondon, human man.
I request the dignity of human beings.
Show us your nipples, Rod.
So Hunt appears right behind them as Bryce is saying that that's not a cat. And in my mind, Aidas shifts while he's still on Ethan's lap into the human form.
You want me to get on your lap? I know you're not Ethan.
I'm not
but
Ethan.
Do you want me to get on
If
your
I
lap?
was, I'd ask
You want me to see if I can nestle
That's
on your
not
lap?
canon.
I will say Natalie has great nestle legs. And I say this not as someone that has nestled there myself, but I've watched many a pup or a kitty nestle because Natalie has very long, I'm going to say, femurs.
Yeah, I guess that would be the femur.
You got long femurs on
Yeah.
there. And man, you really provide an ample lap.
Thanks.
Let me on there. Give me
you
in
know, I
Let me-
was tormented for not having pants that fit me all throughout childhood, but
Me
now
neither.
make a good lap for dogs.
Good lap. Bitch, you got a good lap.
You
And I
just
just
get
want to say
tortured.
we should be celebrating. If you have got a good lap, celebrate it.
Well, now all the kids wear short pants.
You can
You
still
know
have a
how
lap.
crazy that makes me feel? Walking around. Oh, everybody now wants flood pants. You know the torment that I went through as a child.
Whoa,
You
you
know
always
how-
saw your ankles.
You know how? Oh my God, where's the flood? Where's the flood? Oh, high waters.
Oh, here's the flood. You just like put their face underneath the fucking faucet. Oh, you want a flood? You want a flood?
I wish that I would have been confident enough to be a bully.
We should have been friends. I could have helped you.
Oh, you could have been my bully. Like,
Yeah.
bullied other people for me?
Yeah, I would have been. Yeah, I mean, I was for my other friends. I was there, like, let me at them. Oh, they're gonna make fun of you. Last fucking thing they're ever gonna do. I didn't hurt like that, just with my words.
That's sometimes worse.
I was really good at it.
You're really good at it. I'm proud of you. So Aidas is not shifting. He's staying in cat form. And so we now know something is awry. So Aidas has been pretending to be a cat sitting on Ethan's lap. He leaps onto the coffee table in cat form, being a saucy little bitch, because he is a baby in total control of himself, mocking Hunt by calling him Orion and feigning hurt over not being friends, because everybody, you know, of course, there's a prince of the pit just like chilling in the house. Everybody's up on the fence. Hunt sees, you know, his true love in danger, and he starts lightening up and everything. And it is like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought we were friends, Orion.
Come on. Honestly, though, I feel like in this, really, the power move is him just slowly knocking cups off of the table that I feel like he should be doing. Right? I feel like they're not getting into that because I feel like it would make it too silly. But if I were Prince of the Pit as a cat, I'm gonna be fucking with shit in the house.
Batting stuff.
Like at Ethan's hat. You know, just like upsetting everybody.
Ah, that's so cute.
Knock.
She does write him kind of pacing around the apartment. So I'm going to envision him just like clawing at like the side of the couch and stuff. The fellas all crowd around Bryce, who ignores them all and walks towards the cat, who is prancing about the room. She greets him, and he does the cat thing where he rubs on her ankles, like kind of goes in between her feet. He asks Bryce why she hasn't started using her powers yet. So she's obviously, you know, she's nervous. She's not relaxed that Aidas is here, but she, as we know, has a relationship with him.
Right. She has a past with him. So she probably feels that it is a more powerful stance to be like, yeah, what's up?
Because all the other ones are going like, I'm going to fight you. I'm going to fight you. And she's not going to do that. She doesn't play like that.
Come on, I'm just a boy and a cat.
So Aidas asks her why she isn't using her powers. She tells him that she has been, assuming he means the starlight. But Aidas in cat form scoffs, accusing her of using the, quote, party tricks version, but not the real power.
It would be funny that that's his response. And it's like, all right, I get what you're saying. Don't you fucking come at me with that. Oh, okay. I feel like you're giving me, you're sure about that, but with Mers.
Sure about that? So Aidas is saying that she isn't actually using her powers. Bryce seems genuinely confused by that statement. So Aidas remarks that he remembers the last Starborn Queen, Thea, and that Bryce has her light.
Okay, we're getting into lore territory. Everybody buckle up.
Yes, but of course, Aidas is going to speak in riddles because that's befitting a cat.
It's just like there's so much SJM. Like it's like, oh, but won't this be? Yes, we're going to give you lots of information that you will have to remember at some point in the future. But what if we did it in riddles? And it's why we have to go back and reread these books.
Being a bit of a Cheshire cat here, Rune, stunned, marvels that Aidas knew Thea, because that's essentially what Aidas is inferring. And this seems to piss Aidas off, suggesting that, yes, he did know Thea, the first Starborn princess, or first Starborn queen, but also knew the sniveling prince, quote unquote, whose light Rune possesses.
Damn.
Okay, so we're about to get some info dumps. This is where we get into the history, or reminded of some of it also.
Info dumps like a truck. Truck.
Apparently, Bryce and Rune have, who we remember, both have Starborn light.
Okay, Starborn light, yes.
But they have different Starborn lights.
Yes.
Bryce apparently has Thea's, and Rune had inherited her daughter's Helena, who was wed to Peleus. So apparently, Rune's light comes more from the strain that is Peleus and Helena's, where Bryce is Thea's light, and
which is like
different.
The OG
OG.
light. And his is almost like, I feel like in that it's kind of almost like you've got the light, but it's a little watered down because it's like the next generation of light. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's also defiled, as we're about to learn. So Aidas doesn't seem to think much of Prince Peleus and angrily explains that Peleus murdered Thea. So his mother-in-law, he slew her and then took his daughter.
I bet a lot of people.
And then took her daughter Helena as his wife forcibly.
That sucks.
Yeah. Peleus was a general in Thea's army and killed her and took the Star Sword, joining in marriage to Helena to presumably be able to use the sword. He has some other bad news in this story. The descendants of Helena and Peleus, all the way up to Bryce and Rune now, were firstborn of R-word by Peleus onto Helena. So their entire line is born of R-word. Bryce, disturbed, asks why he's here telling them this. Aidas, voice filled with anger, asks Bryce what she is doing to end this war that is on the horizon. So Aidas is sort of like telling this backstory of their lineage. And apparently he knew all of them. And we're like, what do you mean? I thought hell was like this other bad realm. And what do you mean that you guys all knew each other? So we're trying to figure out what that means. And then,
but also this is like a bitch, you better rise up. This is not just like some other, I know it's like, but like, what are you doing about it?
Yeah. So basically Aidas is connecting the history of Thea to what is happening now in Lunathian and basically asking what Bryce is going to do about it. This is the same war, he says, as 15,000 years ago, the same war that Hunt attempted 2 centuries ago. He's essentially saying we're all fighting the same fight. So Ethan is confused at this turn of events, insisting that Hell is the enemy of Midgard, that this Prince of the Pit, Aidas, is their enemy.
Come on!
Although Aidas insists that he asked his brother to kill Peleus for his treachery, essentially saying, we were fighting alongside each other.
Yeah, we're on the same team, bro. Yeah, like in different ways. But what I'm trying to tell you right now, and Ethan's just like, but I was just eating pizza.
I mean,
but Sunball.
He only has what he has to work with.
He's not the brightest character in the book, but it's okay because I actually like that SJM doesn't make him all of a sudden like, oh, now I know everything. It's like, no, he's still a stupid guy.
Yeah, he's just a regular guy. Mentally.
He got hit in the head a couple times. You know what I mean?
Is it?
Aidas laughed, ears twitching.
Who wrote the history? The Asteri did, of course.
Oh, and we trust them, don't we, Natalie? Wait a second.
Aidas, still in cat form, reveals that the Asteri banned the books of history, erased Thea from the past, and with it, the truth of the humans in the phase past. But also, he says, Bryce's boss has those books.
We gotta share the books.
Or what was left of them. So all of the history of the world before the Asteri appeared was almost deleted by the Asteri, but some of those books got saved.
Because the Asteri wants everybody to think that they came first, that it's all because of the Asteri,
Yeah.
even though that's not true.
But unbeknownst to Bryce, she had been caring for those very books this whole time. No one in the room knows what to do or say. So Aidas asks them what this world was before the Asteri. He asks them to ponder the question, what was this before the Asteri?
Riddles, riddles, riddles.
Sarian chimes in, who has been just silently watching, stating that it was once a world of just the humans. And he's heard tale that their ancient civilizations are buried deep under the sea. Aidas seems to know much more, but can't or won't reveal the full truth to the room. But he does ask them to almost, again, ponder these questions. Where did the Asteri come from? Where did the veneer come from? Which makes me say, is this originally Earth?
Hell only has one L, Natalie. I think it's different.
But like, you could say it got the name Hell from ancient human history.
Whoa.
And they found the
Whoa.
Asteri knew that was a loaded word, and
Whoa.
they put it on that planet
Oh.
to confuse.
Oh.
Just
Except
saying.
I'm Aidas. I fucking know a bunch. And at this point in time, it's like, Aidas, could you please lay it out a little bit more? Could you just say a little bit more? But then he wouldn't be the prince of the pit, would he?
The prince of the pits.
No, you'd just be some dude that can never put a shirt on underneath his blazer. Every picture of him, all the fan art, he has a blazer on with rippling muscles. What, like, could he not find a shirt that fit in the pit? Like, is that what it is?
He just likes to show off how much he goes to the gym.
If I looked like this, I would also probably never put a shirt on. You know, that is true.
Yeah.
And I do love how glistening he is. And maybe he's just scared of getting a sunburn on his nipples.
He's scared?
Because he's always underneath the ground. So if he comes up, he's got to make sure something's covering the nipples at least a little bit.
Hell is not underground.
Whoa.
It's a different planet.
Or is it?
I think so.
Or is it?
Oh, you're just being a little bit of a riddler right now?
I'm just a bit of a riddler. How do I get these scars? Oh, is it different? These scars of question marks on my heart.
Oh, See, I only know the Jim Carrey Riddler.
Yeah, I know that he did do that, and all I remember is that he wore a morph suit with question marks
He
on it.
did. He did. Listen, I love Batman Forever because I was obsessed with Jim Carrey. Is it a good movie? Probably not.
No,
But
it's
I'll
not.
always have
It's
rose-tinted
definitely not.
glasses on, and you won't change that.
Good.
Sorry.
Hell yes.
So Bryce doesn't feel like answering these riddles today and asks him again why he's here and what any of this has to do with her power. Aidas simply tells her that she needs to figure her power out because 15,000 years of generations have been building up to this moment. No pressure, whatever that means, and she better not blow it. Aidas better not. You better not. Windshield wipers.
Windshield wipers. I just feel like if someone's like a torturer, it would be really great. Like if they had to wear glasses and they were torturing someone, that they had the windshield wipers to get all the blood off there. But then it's like, how do you not laugh at that? You know?
It'd be hard to be having somebody be silly while you're getting tortured.
I know. We'll figure it out someday, guys.
We will. Aidas insists that Hell is here to help, not conquer Midgard. Hunt fairly points out that Hell attacked the city this spring, which is like, yeah, they came out and they like killed a bunch of people.
Yeah, but
Aidas
maybe.
insists that Micah had opened the pens of less sentient creatures, essentially saying he opened the pens on a bunch of animals who were just going on instincts, and they weren't necessarily, it's like saying like, oh, we opened like a rhinoceros pen onto a street and like they're gonna, I think they kill you.
Oh, they're bad.
No, wait, hippos are the dangerous ones.
Yeah.
And he insists that it was not intentional. Aidas warns the room that many will die in this pending war and they must act now. Hell's armies shall strike at your command, Bryce Quinlan.
The words dropped like a bomb.
I mean, that's pretty badass.
It is really badass, but it's also like, bro, can you explain it a little bit further? At Bryce Quinlan's command? Okay. Because she's got the Queen Thea's Starlight? Okay. How can we get a couple more bullet points? Please.
I think that there's too much that she has to discover on her own.
I hate self-discovery.
This is why you could never lead a world's army.
I know, and not even with these nipples.
Mm-mm.
These nipples would have to be told nay. And you know these horsey boys never like a nay.
Well, you know, you don't generally want to fight a war with your nipples out because it's pretty close to the heart.
Yeah, but then don't they usually put nipples on the armor on the outside?
I think that's mostly just in movies.
Is that for fuck? Like specifically that one Batman suit.
Yeah.
There's the one Batman suit.
I'm pretty sure
with
that
the
was Batman
nipples.
Forever. Or maybe that was Batman and Robin. It was the most panned one.
Everybody hated the nipples, but I feel like sometimes it's kind of fun to front with your nipples. Like, you don't even know what I got under here. And
Well,
it's nipples, but so everybody does know.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to add a level of sensuality to it
Ow!
that you always want when you're fighting a war.
Yeah, obviously. One must have at least a modicum amount of seduction.
So it sounds badass to say that, like the armies will bow to your feet or whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But it also kind of stinks because now you're responsible for saving your whole planet.
Yeah.
Outrage rings out throughout the room. They don't believe Aidas, calling him an enemy again. He only laughs. He tells them he could have already conquered Midgard and he can get through via his, quote, lovely Bryce and using the horn.
Oh, he's so slippery. Do you want to kiss, though? You kind of want to kiss Aidas,
course.
right? He's just so like, oh, he's so knowledgeable, but he won't tell you anything.
I mean, you know, I love a Rizan who has the same sort of arrogant air to him.
Yes.
Hunt seethes but can't attack. Bryce incredulously asks Aidas if he's really here to command her to rebel against the Asteri and join what, like Ophion? Aidas laughs again and suggests she be more careful about where she's whispering secrets like tea shops, suggesting that he was cat form in the alleyway listening to her. And I mean, fair. She was just like asking Fury very serious things in the middle of a tea shop.
A lot
It's
of
like
their
when you at the Star,
conversations.
you go into like the coffee, tea, and bean leaf or whatever.
Yes, and just have it like as if there's not a bunch of people there pretending like they're screenplay writers
yeah,
that
you're
are
supposed
not
to write a
listening.
script.
Yes, but they are only listening to your conversation.
Aidas tells Bryce that if she feels the need to answer to some authority figure, go ahead and join Ophion, but that's obviously not his goal here. The unspoken part is that he really wants her to lead an army, but whatever gets the job done to be against the Asteri, which is the end game. And what he is saying through all of this is that they have been trying to take down the Asteri for 15,000 years.
Yes.
Bryce is agitated and flummoxed and spits out that she doesn't even know any rebels.
Aidas stretched out his front paws, back arching.
That's not true.
Hunt stilled as the demon yawned.
There's one right behind you.
Bryce whirled, Hunt with her, lightning poised to strike. Cormac Donnell stood in the doorway, shadows fading from his shoulders.
Hello, Agent Silverbow.
Aidas crooned, then vanished.
He said Agent Silverbow.
Agent Silverbow, what? Drop it, drop it, drop it. It's a big chapter, y'all. It's a big big one.
Oh, if you thought that was a lot, we're going to get into a whole lot more in chapter 16 right now.
There's so much more. Let's keep it going, bitch.
Action-packed chapter 16. We just got a big dump of history information. And now we're going to get a whole new view of Cormac, it seems. And I don't mean his butt.
Uh-oh, but I would.
If you thought that was a lot of info in the last chapter, hold on to your fins. We first have to assume that this means, from the last paragraph in the chapter, that Cormac was Agent Silverbow from the prologue the whole time.
Oh my God.
What? So this creepy Irish
Although
fuck,
I will say, in going back and reading it again, I thought that that we didn't know this for much longer I don't know why. I just thought that I was like, yeah, but I dislike him. And I think it's because the continuing of their relationship, essentially, because I felt like I didn't like him for forever, even though you find out fairly early that he's Silverbow.
Well, we'll learn a lot more about their relationship, but it's not necessarily all sunshine and roses even after we find out. So it seems to be that Cormac, the guy, this creepy fuck who showed up trying to betroth his cousin, has been Silverbow this whole time. Everyone's minds are in utter chaos in the room. We just got all of this information from this cat demon, and now this guy who they thought was here to steal Bryce away suddenly, I guess, a double agent.
Okay.
First, we have Aidas showing up as a cat. Hell's an ally, and they want Bryce to head an army to overturn the Asteri, who aren't even from this planet.
That was in one chapter.
Now it seems Cormac is part of this game of tomes, like a history books.
I'd ask a little bit more about all these portals that he's making. I'd ask a couple more portal questions.
About Cormac?
Yes.
You mean how it can warp to places?
Yeah.
Well, this time he didn't necessarily. Cormac immediately tells the room that neither his father nor theirs, as in the Autumn King, has any idea of Cormac's illicit activities, so please keep it quiet. Bryce's star, embarrassingly, starts to glow as she realizes, as she's looking at Cormac, that Aidas had likely allowed for Cormac to get into her apartment in the first place because, of course, lots of heavy words.
A bit of a minx, I am.
Bit of a minx. They all begin to scream at each other, everyone wanting to know what the other knows about Sophie Renost, the girl of the hour.
Like the Spider-Man meme, yes.
Yes, they're all pointing, you. They're all wanting to know about Sophie. They argue with Therian, who is meeting Cormac for the first time, being the first one to correctly guess that Sophie was in fact Cormac's girlfriend of sorts, which we kind of got the impression of in the prologue. Presumably just based on Cormac's demeanor when her name came up. So, even all of these secret spies and all these books, when they are mentioned they're beloved, suddenly they're showing all their cards because you can't control how you feel about people.
Oh, the power of love.
So even though Therian has only met Cormac in this room, he's like, oh, I can tell how much you're rattled when we bring her name up. Cormac rightly guesses Therian is Myrrh, even though he's in his humanoid form. And when Therian's like, how'd you know that? Cormac snaps, it's because he smells like fish.
Cormac, can we just...
Got him.
We just, we're dealing with a lot of things right now, okay?
They're all being very snippy at each other.
I know.
The room is tense, but there's a level of absurdity primarily because Therian can't take things seriously most of the time. So we are, worried, but also it's not everybody's about to shoot each other. Bryce asks to diffuse the situation, suggesting they sit down and try to figure out what each party knows and doesn't know. Hunt and Rune flank Bryce as she sits at a bar stool in the kitchen. Cormac remains standing. They all start answering a question with a question. They're all trying to figure out what everybody knows until Bryce asks Therian to explain why they were all gathered in her apartment in the first place discussing Sophie, since Cormac seems to be under the impression that Bryce somehow knows Sophie, and that's not what's happening. She's like, Therian, since you dragged this into my life, why don't you go on?
Therian crossed his arms and settled into the couch cushions.
I was asked to confirm her death.
Bryce noted that Therian's answer could be interpreted as ensuring a dangerous rebel was dead. Smart male.
And did you?
Cormac's voice had gone low. His body shook as if he was restraining himself from leaping upon Therian. Embers sparked in his hair. Bring! bling. I love embers sparking in their hair. I mean, I think it is. Maybe I just like have a thing for like the outskirts. You know, it's like I love it when like Hun's hands are like riddled with the tips of lightning, and I love embers sparking. Maybe it's just like the, you know, like the beginning of too many emotions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool looking. You mean it like sensually
Yeah.
appeals
Oh,
to?
yeah. Zip with a zip zap.
With the zips. So, you know, this is a lot. Obviously, Cormac had feelings for Sophie, and they're withholding information about whether she's alive or not, even though they don't actually know. We haven't been able to find her. So Cormac wants to know this. Bryce observes Hunt run lightning down his wings.
I'm fucking talking about, bitch.
And coolly explains that Cormac's not going to get to leave this apartment without giving them some answers and giving a little respect. And though Bryce likes to stand up for herself, she gets a thrill seeing Hunt defend her.
All right, come on,
Of
baby, in total
course.
control of herself.
She hides a smile as Cormac considers Hunt and then decides to take a seat to calm himself down. So, you know, even though you want to be able to control the situations and be like big girl in charge, it's kind of fun to see like your big hunky man, like, you know, dress a guy down.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, this also causes Bryce's star to stop glowing, which is interesting.
Okay.
Cormac takes a few breaths to calm down. Good.
Hunt said in that take no shit tone that did funny things to her insides.
First things first, how did you get in? This place is warded to hell and back. He confirms that the not cat, I guess we should say.
Cat, not cat, thank you.
Cat, not cat. Left a big hole in the ward, seemingly inviting Cormac to enter because Cormac was outside of the building. He reveals that
I'm going to leave a big hole in the wards. Ba-bunga, ba-bunga, ga-bunga, ga-bunga. I'm going to fuck through a portal.
You're gonna you're gonna have sex with a portal?
I want to fuck the entity of air until it creates a portal. And if there's a way for me to do that, I'm going to figure it out.
It's like the subtle knife from the Dark Materials.
Oh my God, it is! What if my pussy's the subtle knife?
Cool! Oh, that'd be awesome.
Different series,
Although,
Natalie.
you know, a little bit, if you just want to have regular sex, probably.
It would make it difficult. There's other ways I can figure it out.
Yeah. So Cormac reveals he came because he received enough intel to discern that the group in front of him was indeed also looking for Sophie, and he wants to know what they know. So essentially, Cormac's like, I came to your apartment because I've been tracking all of you, and I know that you're looking for Sophie.
Cool.
And
great. They're really doing a great job of making sure nobody knows that they're trying to get into trouble.
Yeah, they're not crushing it. In the same breath, he insists that he came to the city, to this apartment on his own volition, that he wasn't under the command of Ophion, especially Pip Asbestos. That is actually Emil ran from her because he was afraid of Pippa. Without giving up his feelings entirely, Cormac explains that he had a relationship of sorts with Sophie and that he made her a promise to look after Emil. He says that he failed her in every way with pain in his voice. So ultimately he's saying, I want Emil as well, but I am just trying to protect him as a child. Like, I'm not trying to use him for some weird side quest. Rune reaches...
Also, how do you trust? How do we trust Natalie?
They don't. Although Rune reaches out to Bryce mind to mind and says he believes Cormac's telling the truth about being in love with Sophie. Bryce concurs. So that is one way that you might be able to like gain some trust is that if they show their cards of feeling their feelings, they can know, well, at the very least, maybe he's not a great person. Maybe he is, but he does seem to actually love this woman and that he wants to help her family. Cormac continues, telling the room that Emil was afraid of Pippa for good reason, that Pippa has essentially lost the plot. She has gone mad with anger and contempt, maybe long, long ago.
I mean, if you think about it, it's like the rebellion has been going for such a long time. How could she not? It makes sense that you would kind of lose yourself over time.
You stare too long into the abyss, starts to stare
back. And it's going, hi, hi. Why don't you want to be friends with me?
Come in. I'm nice and warm.
Abyss, I feel like you're lying to me, bro.
So she has sort of become her own kind of monster, the thing that she hated in the first place. Her hatred of the veneer has kind of basically let her mentally justify killing of any of them, including children. That her disdain for them makes her want to not just gain freedom for humans in this war, but to eradicate all veneer, regardless of their beliefs or their assistance to the cause.
Calm down,
Which
bitch.
does that make you any better? You know?
Whoa.
Though not all of Ophion agrees with Pippa's sentiments, the rebellion as a whole is not all about eradication, essentially.
Right, just because the head is evil does not mean that that all of the cause is evil.
And she's not the full head of it
Right.
either. She has her command, which is called Lightfall. And even though not all of Ophion agrees with her, Cormac is worried that they will start to comply with her and her Lightfall's commands. And that they're named so because they aim to end the Asteri first and then work downwards. So Lightfall is the Asteri, and then according to Pippa and her madness, she wants to then just take out every other
Eradicate
form.
the veneer.
Yeah, because Ophion is taking such massive hits, they are becoming desperate, and Cormac worries they are going to go down that path.
Okay, Cormac, I see you. Thank you.
So we're seeing this side of Cormac that we didn't know. We don't know what's real and what isn't yet, but he's at least showing that he is connected to the human rebellion in some way. The Dreadwolf ships that were taken out by the Thunderbird power from the prologue, Cormac says that Emil watched this happen and became afraid of Pippa after witnessing her delight at the mass casualty event. Even with the deaths being, quote unquote, the bad guys, which they are. I mean, the Dreadwolves are bad people, but it seems to frighten Emil and make him realize that Pippa would continue to make him kill, to use him as a weapon, and he didn't want to do that. As a little boy, he doesn't want to be responsible for mass death.
Of course, and Pippa's over there just being like, yeah,
give me more, give me more.
Rebel part. Yeah, it's just I don't want to help you, bitch.
So Cormac, who, if you'll remember, was also present, that was when he made the promise to Sophie to take care of Emil, and then he got on the ship so that Sophie could distract the crew. So he tried to stop Emil from running away. He tried to convince him that he was there to help, but Emil just didn't believe him, and he escaped on a small boat from the main ship before Cormac could stop him. Cormac continues that he tracked him all the way to Lunathion. So basically he knows that Emil took a little boat off of the main ship to escape. He starts to track his scent, tracks him all the way to Lunathion. And that is where he saw Therion, because Therion, as you recall, inspected the boat where they said that a boat was abandoned. And then suddenly he says all these scents are on it. He also found that Lightfall uniform arm that was cut off. And so apparently Cormac was there watching the whole time. That is when he realized Therion was probably also looking for Emil. That's what led him to Bryce's apartment, following Therion. He finishes his retelling and then tells the room he needs to know where Emil is and that he is not safe from Ophion, Asteri, or anyone else. Bryce stares at him in disbelief, snapping at him that she can't possibly believe that he's a human sympathizer when he tried to murder her own brother for some dumb sword.
Well, that was a little bit different, Bryce. I feel like comparing those two things are a little bit different, but I understand she's right now trying to even know if she can trust this motherfucker.
Well, yeah, because according to everything she's heard from Rune, he's a piece of shit.
Right.
He was trying to murder him in a cave.
Yeah, but sometimes you really want the sword.
Sometimes you gotta fight for the sword. Sometimes daddy's a big old meanie.
Yeah, sometimes both daddies are a big old meanie, and they're both misunderstood. They don't even know. They don't even know that they are actually way more connected than they would ever know.
You just don't understand. Sometimes boys are deep, and you have to go I just pulled my wig off. Hey,
Whoa.
I don't know. I just got a lot on my mind right now.
Do you need me to help you? Do you need to live with us?
No.
We can take care of you.
I guess just I feel a lot of feelings.
Oh my God, I'm in love with you because you have a feeling. Sorry.
Oh! My
Your ears! Ah! Natalie's ears keep falling off.
It's
and
because of
not,
how deep I'm feeling feelings.
You're right. And that is not a bad thing. In fact, actually, we lift her up. We lift her up so her ears can fall off her face.
So he insists. Cormac says, yeah, I know I did this, but that he's changed over the 50 years.
Baby, I'm different now. Baby, I'm different.
Well, I would hope over 50 years you would figure something out.
Yes. Yeah, but I bet a lot of them don't.
It
Natalie,
seems like they don't.
I think if you live forever, turns out you don't really have to grow if you don't want to.
It's
Natalie,
really sad.
I hate to bring this up. This is so embarrassing, but I can see your bobby pin from your wig. Your bobby pin's coming out. It's in front and it's making. I know. And now everybody knows.
It's not real hair.
Everybody knows that it's not real hair.
Everybody
I'm
thought it was
sorry,
real.
Natalie. I'm sorry, Natalie. I had to. I had to. She's wearing a wig.
I'm wearing a wig. It's very cheap wig. It's, it does the job. It gets the job. That's all that. So, yeah, you would hope, but it seems like even in human years, a lot of people stop learning around the age of like 22 and then just go, figured it out, and then they never learn anything else. And it might be why we're in the condition we are right now. So,
you mean trying to get rid of the hysteria?
Yeah, sort of. So he won't reveal the grand change of heart, what happened exactly, but he's like, that was a long time ago. I have different priorities now. When Bryce suggests he could just be working for the Asteri right now, he could just be like completely
using them.
What's it called? The spy guy. Turncoat, something. He could just be a spy for the Asteri. He laughs bitterly, saying he wouldn't send anyone to the dungeons at the Crystal Palace, that they are worse than the pit.
Hunt said icily.
I know. I was there.
Bryce hated the shadows in his eyes. Once she'd do anything to help heal, do anything to avoid renewing. Team survive at all costs. That was her team. She didn't care if that made her a coward.
I mean, I think that's, in certain ways, that's healthier. I mean, you don't be full nihilist if you don't necessarily help the cause if you are full nihilist, just like
right
anything. I'll throw my body into what do you throw your body into?
Inferno?
Sure.
I feel like if your team survive at all costs, though,
that's also extreme. She goes to a lot of extremes in her thought process.
Because I feel like that really does negate your mission then, right? Like, because I feel like if you want to be like team survive at all costs, but if your survival depends on helping defeat the Asteri, helping to do these other things, then like, is that still the case?
Also, I don't think she actually does mean team survive at all costs.
I don't think she does. That's what I'm saying.
At all costs means like you could take out a school. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, or you can survive by not helping anybody,
right,
and then the books are done. You know what I mean? It's like, well, maybe you should fucking listen and stay out of everybody's way like they asked you to. But then, would you be able to raise an army to defeat them? No.
Yeah, you got to have a little give and take.
Sorry, I just touched you, Natalie. It's not because I keep looking at how big your arms are. I thought I did. Wow, you can't even feel it because of how big your muscles are.
So instead of acknowledging Hunt, mentioning that he, reminding the room that he was in those torture chambers, he tells the room instead that Sophie was only in Ophion to get her brother, kind of saying she wasn't doing what Pippa was doing.
Henry, I'll find you. If they take you, I'll find you. But if I find out that Henry's a Thunderbird, I am going to sell him for parts very, very quickly.
I think you would hope that somebody would find him. I love you. I don't know if you're what I would call like an army lady.
Natalie, are you saying that I wouldn't get in there and go, punch them and see, you better give him back. You bad. I like my brother and we eat pudding together. You better give him back.
Your punching looks a lot like your lap dance.
Yeah, well, Feel bad for my husband. Feel bad for Henry when I don't save him. Natalie, you would be really good. Honestly, Natalie, you're going to be the one that has to come save me and Henry. Once I go and try to save Henry, I fail. You'll have to come in and come get us
I
both.
would try. I don't know if I would succeed, but I would
think
try.
you could, with one Zabrowski on both shoulders, heave us through the fucking flames. Like I can, but you have to be wearing this glistening fake
Oh,
polyester.
not my fake muscles?
No, your fake muscles. Your nipples go up to your ears. These nipples need to go down.
I am wearing fake muscles under this shirt, though.
No,
I'd
you're
love-
not.
I'd love if you thought these were really my delts.
No, I thought they were yours. Ah!
Okay. Sorry, I keep staring at myself.
I get it. You're looking good.
Bryce then reveals Therian's secrets first, before her own secrets, because that's Bryce, telling Cormac about the River Queen's intentions about getting a meal, though not the purpose, because even Therian doesn't know the answer to why the River Queen wants a meal, just that she does. Bryce offers another kind of bargaining chip,
Okay.
telling Cormac that she's only interested in finding a meal because he is a scared, lost child. Essentially saying, I'm doing the same thing you're doing. This seems to give Cormac, because he doesn't know what their intentions are with Emil. She's
Right.
saying, I also just want to save him. Cormac seems to acquiesce enough to reveal another reveal on a reveal that the Hind apparently cared so much about destroying Sophie Renast, not only for being a Thunderbird, but because she carried a special intel about the Asteri. So Sophie had secrets.
Okay. But we don't know what the secrets are.
No, Cormac unfortunately doesn't know because she wouldn't even tell him. Shock moves through the room. They all want to know what this intel was. Probably, maybe has something to do with those emails.
Mm-hmm.
But he insists that she knew something that would change the war. He continues grimly that the Hind likely knew that Sophie would withstand torture, and it would be better to kill her outright than try to get info trying to find out who else already knew. So essentially saying she was a tough broad and she would never give up who else knew this information. And so the Hind was just like, well, let's just get her out of the picture then. Cormac proudly recalls that Sophie held her other hand out once the Dreadwolves pulled all of the nails from the first hand.
Damn.
Brave female.
Ethan said softly, earning a thankful nod from Cormac that had Bryce wishing she'd said as much herself. Bryce studied her own manicured nails, wondered if she'd be able to hold out if it ever came to that.
Would you?
No. So tell me nothing. No one ever. Don't include me in a rebellion. Don't tell me anything. I'm going to fold so fast. Not only am I going to fold, I'm probably going to become a part of their team. I'll probably immediately flip-flop and be like, will you take care of me? I cannot withstand anything.
I don't think
At least I'm honest, right? Isn't it good to know? Isn't it good for you to know now? Don't trust me with anything that could be tortured out of me.
Not a rebellion. All right, I'll write it down.
I know that I would trust you. I know that you could put up with a lot.
I would like to think that a lot. I think everyone would like to think that they could withstand that. I
Not me.
don't know. I don't know. I honestly think what I would do would just take myself out beforehand.
You'd hope, but what if you don't have that opportunity? Because then I feel like it's like, well, sometimes like you go mad or like your brain goes away and then like you just kind of withstand it. But I just...
You need a ring with a cyanide pill in it.
I have been begging for it.
All right, I know it's Christmas.
I think, you know what? Controversial opinion. I feel like there should be a way to have a cyanide pill like hidden in a tooth like a spy has that is difficult to get to unless you really, really need it.
But that's hard because if you really need it, you need to get to it. But you can't accidentally open the tooth up.
It's so difficult, but like I really like, guys, if you're like a scientist for cyanide, a scientist, would you please let us know if you could do that?
A scientist.
Cyanidist. That would be great if you could let us know.
Let us know. Then Therian does something shocking. He reveals that Sophie's body wasn't in the chains at the bottom of the sea. So, I mean, it's only fair. Cormac obviously loves this woman, and Therian should tell him at least that he doesn't know.
Cormac shot to his feet.
Sophie is alive.
Such raw hope filled his voice. Was it from genuine love? Or hope that the intel she carried lived on? I think it's love!
Of course, none of them know the answer to those questions. Cormac begins pacing, speaking more to himself than anything, wondering if she somehow survived since she had made an illegal drop back in the day because she wasn't supposed to. She's technically a human, but because she has Thunderbird qualities, she wanted to take the drop, I think probably to save her brother. And so she had, I guess you can do it in like the dark web or whatever.
Cool.
Yeah. The group maintains that they know nothing else about Sophie, but then Cormac grins. He's like, oh, you don't know anything else? What about Danica Fendir?
Oh, God, now what?
So he knows something. He said he didn't, but he does.
It's like every other chapter, and Bryce is like, I just couldn't believe another what?
When they don't want to give up the info about Danica, he suggests that, you know what? It was Danica who set up Bryce in this apartment, isn't it? Like saying, I know about Danica. And they're like, nah.
No.
She didn't.
No.
But he knows. That's why he agreed to marry Bryce, he says. We cut to Rune in the aftermath of that surprise information that, oh, he didn't marry Bryce to try to like gain footing in Lunathian.
It's
but in
because
fact,
of Danica?
But because Danica, he knew Danica and Sophie were connected, and he knows that Bryce and Danica are connected.
Man, I would not make a marriage decision based on that because I feel like, like Henry knows like a lot of people, right? And if I found him was like, oh, well, you met him this one time. Yeah, you know what? I will marry you.
But in the same breath, where he lives, where he grew up, they don't get to marry for love anyway.
And knowing that at least most likely then, okay, maybe she's like a rebellion-esque, maybe she would be into it,
Rune's head is spinning with all of this information because we're at his POV now. But Cormac isn't done. He tells them all that he needed a good cover-up as to why he'd have to go to Valbara from Evalin, as they are rivals. They are allies technically, but they don't like each other. And he couldn't just go, Daddy, I want to go to Valbara for vacation.
They're not Fae-bays. They're Fae-nays.
They're Fae-nays. And they, so the only reason that his father would let him go was to say, well, I want to connect our families and gain the power. And so he's like, I'm going to betroth myself to Bryce Quinlan.
Okay, it's a pretty good idea.
It is. Not only was this a good excuse, but Ophion happened to send him here at the same time, offering him cover from all of the various dangers.
Love this.
He continued that he needed access to Rune, who he surmised is a mind speaker. He figured it out whenever they were all after the Star Sword. He said that he could tell that the three of them were working in tandem, and that he assumed that it was because Rune could speak mind to mind.
And also because they're showing it on their faces.
Yeah.
How can you not show? I know you'd work on it eventually, but.
Not enough because he figured it out. But he approaches Rune in this moment, saying Ophion is in desperate need of this skill. Hunt sees that Cormac is asking Rune to join Ophion, and he implores Rune. He steps forward. He says, do not fall for this request, that they would all be slaughtered if he agrees to help the rebellion. Cormac chastised Hunt, suggesting he felt fine about it during his rebellion. Remember when you rebelled?
Yeah. Remember when it didn't fucking work, bro?
And he does. Hunt is like, yeah, I did. And then I learned what happens. And he wants to protect his friends from this fate, which is understandable.
But you got to be really, really ready. But the thing is that I feel like Hunt thought they were as ready as they were ever going to be when they tried the rebellion the last time.
If you wait until you're ready, are you ever
ready?
Leap in the net will appear.
Not always the case.
No. No.
Not always the case.
leap over a thing that you feel is reasonable and maybe the net will show up.
Yeah, and then if you fall down, like it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, you might just get a scratched knee.
So, yes. So, so he basically, Hunt says, I know what happens when you rebel. Bryce discreetly brushes against Hunt's hand with her hand. Just basically like
this?
I assume.
Sorry, we're
Slap.
slapping hands at each other.
Backs and hands. Rune concurs with Hunt that he is not going to turn his talents over to help kill people. Cormac bitterly accuses him of choosing his comfort, his comfortable life over the lives of so many who are suffering. And there's good arguments to be made on all sides of this.
You're right.
He turns his attention to Bryce, obviously trying to shame or perhaps appeal to her, saying since she and Danica had saved the city, that maybe she knew where Danica and Sophie had chosen to rendezvous. Like, hey, you should want to help. I thought maybe you would want to after you saved all those people in the spring. Can you tell me where Danny and Sophie could have rendezvoused? Like, she doesn't know.
I don't know.
They don't know, but Cormac muses about how he thinks Danica found the secret about the Asteri and that Sophie and her had worked to get it. They don't know what this is, but he thinks that the secret that Sophie she got from Danica. He thinks that Sophie couldn't access what Danica found until long after Danica died. Essentially, Danica leaving this trail of breadcrumbs knowing she was going to die because of the secret she held, and that Sophie eventually found it. However, there's no evidence that Danica worked for Ophion. It seems as though Sophie and her had worked independently from anyone, trying to find a way to take the Asteri down.
There's got to be some kind of receipts, right? Isn't there something?
Well, I mean, we have these emails, which seems to allude to something. Bryce mulls this over before walking towards Cormac and reveals to him that the cat who helped him open the wards was Aidas.
Me!
And whether he knew it or not, Aidas has been a part of this all along. So saying, maybe you think you know what's going on, but none of us do. There's an entire other thing. This other planet is fucking involved in this somehow, and we don't know how. She asks him what he knows about her starborn powers because Aidas was really talking him up a lot just now.
Man. Thea-esque abilities, apparently.
He doesn't give her anything, so she tries another angle. Okay, I'll help you find a meal and deliver any info about Danica and Sophie's relationship if I can get out of this dang old marriage.
Wow. You think in the scheme of things, though, I feel like that's what you got to make. It's like, girl, you think that like this might change over time of all the things. Like, yeah, but you got to get me. But I don't want to marry you, boy. Like, these are such huge things to be discussing.
Though, the marriage does like
ally the two places. It
like
would be
forces
a huge
her
thing.
into a breeding mare and like all this
Yes.
stuff. And so it is, it sounds silly in the moment, but their marriages mean a lot. It's like the royal families like coming together, and she would be responsible for a lot of shit. And also, obviously, she has a maid already, and she doesn't want to lose that.
Mm-hmm.
So
for a second, I thought you meant maid. It's like she already has a maid, so why does she need to go and be like a queen of a faith? You know what I mean?
Who would the maid be?
I don't know. Maybe she has one that like
maybe
lives
she's like
in the
Ethan.
shadows.
She's like, Ethan's my maid now.
Yeah.
Why would I go there?
He eats pizza and then he leaves a bunch of crumbs everywhere. And then I yell at him and then he's all hard because I yelled at him and then he cleans up the crumbs.
I think he probably does get hard when women yell at him.
Does.
There's some scenes with him in Just Spun, the later book, that I'm just like, I think he.
Oh, I see you.
I
see that kink, babe.
So she says, I'll help you with all of this if you get me out of this marriage, when she wants to say it. So she wants to use the betrothal as a front. But at a certain point, when she says she wants it over, she wants him to get her out of it. After thinking about it, Cormac agrees, but tells her he needs the marriage to look like it's happening for the time he needs to be in Valbera. So basically, he also needs it to not be cut off immediately.
I'm sorry. All I'm hearing is cock block,
But won't that make it so much more tense? She can't show her emotions in
because
front of
now
people.
they have to make sure everybody thinks that they actually like each other. Or they're getting to like each other.
Don't worry, we're not too far off from a little bit of something. The other males in the room seem hoping to protest this sort of agreement that they're going through, but Bryce ignores all of the other males in the room. She tells him that they will need to think about everything that was learned today before making any solid contractual style agreements with Cormac. Cormac demands a blood oath for the secret information that they've all revealed that day. No one agrees to it. Angered, Cormac tells
Come on, everybody!
Yeah.
Give me your blood! Come on, everybody! Come on, it'll connect us! I just imagine him screaming it to nothing.
He demands and then immediately just goes like,
okay. All right, fine.
He's angered and he tells Rune that he'll be at a specific bar that day if he would deign to hear his, quote, pitch about Ophion. So he's still trying to appeal to Rune to help him. He gets up to leave the apartment.
Cormac paused with his hand on the knob. He sucked in a breath, the powerful muscles of his back rippling. When he looked over his shoulder, the amusement and threats were gone.
Beyond Sophie, beyond Emile, this world could be so much more. This world could be free. I don't understand why you wouldn't want that. Hard to enjoy being free.
Hunt countered darkly.
If you're dead.
Cormac opened the door, stepping into the swirling shadows.
I can think of no better reason to yield my life.
Goosh, 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 goosh. Oh no, are we starting the goosh factory for Cormac? It's a Cormactory of gooshing.
So it seems like he has some very good, at least, intentions, although he's still kind of being a dick.
Yeah.
But, like, he's, like, you know, troubled, and, like, we love a troubled king.
Maybe we can fix him. I think that we can fix him because I feel like he has the ability to love.
He's learned he can grow.
And
he's shown that.
He's a rebel, so he can think for his own.
He's got rippling muscles.
And he's like a prince.
He's probably got a really cool car.
Okay. I guess I would. And I guess I'll find out if we will.
Will we? Oh, maybe him and Bryce are still more connected than we know.
Come back to find out.